I really need some tips on how to shave down there without getting red bumps. They see so many vajays. How do you put the vibe out there to someone you're interested in? How to keep it spicy. Worst period story. At the end of the day, recently I have been making guacamole for myself and just eating guacamole with these really good chips. Nearly out. These grain-free tortilla chips. But that has been my obsession at the moment. Honestly, I think avocado is my obsession at the moment. I've been having lots of guac and then a lot of avocado toast because I found a really good gluten-free bread that I like. So now I'm just having a bunch of avocado. Good source of healthy fat. Boom. There we go. Good looking avocado. Probably more technical ways to make guac. I know you can add like tomato and onion. Avocado is in, and then I just put a little bit of lime juice, and I feel like the lime juice also helps give it like a proper guac consistency, like when you go out to a restaurant and it's like just very creamy. And then I just put some salt in for all the times you need like a quick guac. This is great. So that's how I'm starting this video, with a bowl of guacamole. Yeah. So Gabe is out of the house tonight and I thought, let's have a girls' night in. So I wanted to film a video where we're kind of just hanging out for the whole night, having a nice girls' night in while I answer some questions. I asked over on my text number. That's usually where I ask for questions for anything. I asked for some different questions, any like girly chats, questions, periods, shaving, relationships, friendships. So I have some questions and I think it's gonna be a really fun night. This video also came at a good time because you know that feeling that you get right like your lower stomach, that time of the month is about to arrive and you're like, all I feel like right now is having sweet food and laying on the couch and watching TV. I had that feeling a couple hours ago. It's all about to happen. It's all about to arrive. So I was like, this is the perfect timing for this type of video. So we're just gonna hang out and have a chill night and it'll be very nice. First question is, did you see an OB-GYN before you were 21 or because you turned 21? Was it awkward, painful? Were you nervous something would be wrong even though it probably wouldn't be? I think the first time that I saw an OB-GYN was, I think I was 23. I went to one in Florida when I was 23 and then that's who I've gone to. I don't think I was nervous. I think I just didn't really know what to expect. Like I knew what happened in like checkups and stuff, but I still like was a bit unsure of what to do. I didn't want to get in the room and be awkward, but the actual appointment itself isn't awkward. It's totally normal to feel like it'll be awkward because they're getting all up in your business. She's like, you know, checking my boobs and then, you know, checking down there. And just remember that this is their job every single day. And like they see so many vajays and so many boobs. They do it so often every single day that it's not going to be awkward for them. I think the first time I went in and she was like checking my boobs, I was like, this is a bit bizarre. They're doing it for your health and your safety. So it's not a bad appointment at all. You don't have anything to worry about. I know I just ate guacamole, but I think I'm gonna bake some brownies. It's nearly that time. It's like probably tonight or tomorrow. I don't know if you can also like tell the timeline. I'm like, ooh. Especially since I went off birth control almost a year ago, which is crazy. I feel like I'm a lot more like in touch with my body. I can usually tell exactly when my period's coming. It'll be so nice at the end of the night when we sit down and we have a cup of tea and have a brownie. Next question, how do you put the vibe out there to someone you're interested in? I feel like you can let them know in little easy ways. It's been a while since I've had to put the vibe out there, to be fair. It's been almost 6 years. I'm a little rusty. When you see them, you could give them a compliment, like that shirt looks really good, you know, like at least letting them know that you're paying attention to them. You could also like, if you have the same interest, say if you're both really into Lainey and there's a Lainey show coming up, you could have that as a conversation, like, oh my gosh, did you see Lainey's coming next month or whatever? Then he's like, no way, really? And then you can be like, yeah, I'm thinking about going. And then he can be like, wow, I'm jealous. And then you can be like, you want to come with me? Give them eye contact, stand close to them if you're in a group. I hope that helps. I feel like that was so many years ago for me that I don't have good advice. I thought this question was fitting while I make the brownie. Worst period story. I feel like I haven't had a bad period story in a really long time. It might be because now I'm just so comfortable with my period, and if something happens like at home with Gabe, I don't find it embarrassing. I will say recently in a hotel, I woke up and blood was all over the sheet. That was a little embarrassing because the cleaner had to come in and put new sheets on it. I am thinking of one specific story though. So I think this happened when I was 14 or 15. I was either in grade 9 or grade 10. So I wouldn't have had my period for a very long time, maybe like a year. Basically, I was at a shopping center. I was at a mall with one of my best friends and we were sitting eating ice cream like at our favorite spot in the mall to go and get ice cream after school. In Australia, you wear school uniforms. So I had like a regular uniform and then I had a sports uniform that you wear when you're doing like PE and on sport day players and stuff. So I was in my sports uniform, which was like a blue sports shirt and maroon shorts. Anyway, we were sitting eating ice cream, and somehow I noticed that there was blood all over the seat. And it wasn't a little bit of blood, it was like all over the seat. I couldn't believe how much I leaked and how heavy it was. I didn't find it awkward with my friend because we were so close, but it was just more, we were in the middle of a mall at an ice cream shop, and I would have just had like a big dark spot on my maroon pants. I remember we like had to subtly get a bunch of napkins and clean up the seat, and then my friend had a spare pair of tracksuit pants, and I was like, you need to give me your tracksuit pants. So I put her pants over my shorts because I didn't want to walk away and I have this like big blood mark on my shorts. If you have a really funny period story, please let me know. I'd love to read comments if you guys have a funny story. Does my arm look double jointed? Can you tell? I don't know if you can tell. There you go. You can probably tell if I do that. I'm double jointed if you didn't know. It used to be a lot worse, like you could really tell. I just ordered a pasta to be delivered, which I feel like is going to be the perfect girls' night meal. So while I wait for that to be delivered, I'm gonna jump in the shower, wash my hair, moisturize. Now that I have some highlights in my hair, I have started using purple shampoo just to help like with the tone and the brassiness and all of that. I made my own custom purple shampoo formula with Function of Beauty. Huge thank you to Function of Beauty for sponsoring this video. I love Function of Beauty. They're a tried and true. I've been using them for years. So it's cool that I was able to use the exact same formula and the same goals and stuff, but just to get it purple. So my profile is wavy, medium, and dry. And then my goals, I did a couple different goals this time. I did rejuvenate, color protection, hydrate, reduce brassiness, and thermal protection. And then the fragrance I got is Takes Two to Mango, which is so good. It smells so good. Every ingredient for Function of Beauty is internally tested, and then they have some other people who voluntarily use the products and check the performance and the safety. But there's no parabens, sulfates, they're vegan, and they're cruelty free. So I'm gonna jump in the shower and wash my hair. If you guys are interested in trying out Function of Beauty, you can get your own custom formula for under $30 with free shipping. Just click the link down below. Thank you, Function of Beauty. I'm going to jump in the shower, but before I do, someone texted me. One of the questions was, other than Function of Beauty, is there anything you did to help your hair grow? I swear it grew like a foot in a few months. I always say I feel like Function of Beauty helped my hair so much with growing. One of the goals that I would choose was lengthen, and I feel like it really helped it grow. I'd also do like a hydrating hair mask. I always use heat protectant spray if I'm gonna blow dry, straighten, or curl my hair. I also fully brush my hair before I get in and wash my hair. I wish I could give you another tip, but I really don't do anything different. My hair is all clean and dried. That felt so good. I'm usually a morning shower person, but night showers feel so good. Also, look how good this looks. Dinner is here. Yum. Oh my gosh, Milo. Not for you, honey. It looks so good. Probably one of the main questions that I got, I was really surprised how often I got it, was about shaving, especially like shaving with no razor bumps, or have you tried waxing? I really need some tips on how to shave down there without getting red bumps. Have you done laser hair removal before? If so, would you recommend? I've never done waxing. I've considered it a lot because I feel like it would just be so nice because it's so smooth and it lasts a long time. But I've never tried it, mostly because of the pain. I feel like it would just be so painful. I have tried laser. I tried laser a couple years ago. I wanted to try it just on my legs at the start, and it hurt me so bad. I had such a bad experience with laser that I think I only had 2 appointments, and then I just had to stop because it was so painful, which is crazy because I know other people that got laser done and they were like, oh, it didn't, like I hardly felt a thing. And I'm like, what the heck? It hurt so bad when she was doing the back of my legs. I would fully flinch, and I was afraid that I was gonna kick her in the face. I might have a lower tolerance for pain because Gabe teases me about it all the time. So I stopped doing that, but I would have loved to do laser. My mum did laser everywhere, and she's like, it's literally the best thing that I've ever done. Gabe just got home, so we're just gonna quickly pause this. I'm gonna try my pasta. Pasta is literally the best food. I wanna go to Italy so bad.
Hey ladies. Girls' night.
Girls' night. No boys allowed.
I'll take this bite and leave.
It's hot.
Mmm.
It's so good.
Hot, just like you. Oh my gosh.
Do you want some of it? Because it's so much.
You're not gonna have all of it?
All right, split up my pasta. Gabe has gone upstairs to watch a movie or something. Back on the shaving question. Basically, the main thing that I do is shaving. This is probably the best thing that I've done that works for me. I found that using a good shaving cream helped so much. I never used shaving creams. I always just like used soap. There's one in particular that was so good. To be fair, I've only tried like 2. I'll put a picture on the screen of the one that I used. I'm gonna repurchase it it because I'm fully out of it. Then basically I'd go down, down, down. Like I go down first and then I go across and then I go across the other way and then I go up. And then when doing under my arms, I think I go like up, up, down. But I also exfoliate about once a week, and I think that might help too. I've heard a lot about Billy, and like there's some brands that I've heard that are really good that I haven't tried. I just use a sensitive men's razor. How to keep it spicy. My sex drive has been low lately. I had quite a few of these too, and I feel like this is something that women can feel really alone in, but it's really common. I don't want you to feel alone, like you're the only person dealing with that. I think there are different things that can impact it. It could be like stress levels, it could be the pill if you're on birth control, it could be work and a really busy schedule. Something that I found really interesting was Gabe and I got some blood work done. It basically did like all of our levels, vitamin D, vitamin C, you know, like everything, and we could see what we were deficient in. When I went through it with the doctor, she was like, you're deficient in this and this can cause fatigue, anxiety, low libido, and kind of listing everything. I think it's important to communicate like ways that you really feel intimate and that you feel loved, because it's usually very different. Look at Milo, he's just expecting I'm on the couch, and so to him that means that it's playtime. I'm gonna make a cup of tea and have some brownie, which you can see has already had a little chunk taken out. I think I'm just gonna make a green tea with some honey. Got my brownie and my cup of tea. As a soon-to-be bride, what is your biggest advice for wedding planning? If you could change anything about your wedding, what would it be? I don't think I would change anything because I really think it went like exactly the way it was meant to. I think there's just so much pressure put on the day, and there's so many little details, and it's so stressful and it's so expensive. I think I would just try to simplify it. I think if I was to ever do it again, which I'm not going to. Really, the main thing that you want to do that day is that you want to marry the person that you love. The days can just get so stressful, and there's like so much you need to think about, so much you need to plan. But at the end of the day, all you want to do, you want to marry the person that you love. And so I think that's just the main thing to keep in mind. Have you ever had a close or best friend turn their back on you? How did you deal with it? My best friend of 10 years cut me off a few years back after telling me she didn't want to label us best friends anymore, but still wanted to be close. And then she just stopped talking to me and replaced me. It hurt worse than a breakup and took me a long time to move on from. I totally relate to this. First, I'm sorry that you went through that. I would say that has happened to me 2 separate times, and I still don't know why it happened. It is really hard and really confusing, but I think at the end of the day, I wouldn't want someone being my friend that didn't want to be my friend, or like being in my life that really didn't want to be in my life. I think it's also just thinking about the fact that like everybody doesn't stay friends with everybody for their whole life. Some people are meant to come in for a season. People will be in your life for a season, for a reason, or for life. I think that's how the quote goes. Sometimes it is just a season. Sometimes it might just be like a high school friend or a college friend or something like that. Kind of on the same topic of friends, this question is, how do you make friends? I have anxiety, so I automatically think everyone doesn't like me, and it makes it hard to form friendships. That was such a relatable question, and I feel like so many people go through that exact thing. Like I go through that exact thing. I will hang out with someone or I'll meet someone and I liked them, but I'll be like, oh my gosh, they didn't like me. This may not help and may not make it any better, but if you're aware that that is your anxiety talking, it's something that I'm working on too, so I feel like we're in this together, all in this together. What I find really interesting about making friends out of school and out of college is that it has to be so intentional that it's like dating. You kind of pick someone that you're interested in, maybe you have a lot in common with, and you go out once. Should we grab lunch again? Should we hang out again? Where to make friends, I would say school and work, that sort of thing. Somewhere that you are a lot of the time is a great natural place to make friends. For me, I love having people over my home. I love hosting people. I feel very comfy like having people over, having some food, like playing some games. I feel like that's a great way for me to get to know people. Next question, have you ever struggled with a poor body image? I definitely have, and I don't think I know anyone who hasn't struggled with that. I think a lot of it comes from the fact that we post videos, we post photos, like so much of us is online. People online are just very opinionated and mean, and they point out things about you that like you didn't even notice about yourself, and then you like get fixated on it. So I've gotten that a lot over like the past 5 years of being on social media, which is definitely a downside, but I feel like social media in general can be really harmful, especially like younger girls. I would just be mindful of who you follow unfollow on social media. Just be aware if you're starting to get feelings of comparison or like body image, that sort of thing. Be aware of that and maybe take some breaks from social media or mute or unfollow anyone who makes you feel that way. I know social media isn't the only cause for stuff like that, but I feel like it is such a big part of it. There were so many good questions that I didn't get to, so let me know if you'd like another girls' night like this. It was really fun, and although I was just talking to the camera, I did feel like I had a girls' night just because of all the stuff that we talked about. It was really fun. So thank you for joining me and hanging out with me tonight. I will see you in my next video. Bye.